Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I thought let's start here on the macro time frame, then we'll jump into the shorter time frame. Right now Bitcoin has been pumping today, so I do think we're gonna see a continuation here. So let's jump into the analysis. So right now this has still been our count. I'm getting some questions here, so I thought I'll cover it again. On the weekly, I still do believe we hit this median line just before the halving, I believe, and we just had the halving, so I do believe we need one more push here to around 100k to hit this median line once again. That's where the algorithms are gonna sell, where I'm personally looking to sell and when I'm looking to short, and then I do think we're gonna enter some kind of bear market territory. So that's what I'm looking at right now. In case Bitcoin would do something completely crazy and break this median line, then technically we also have this target here, which is higher at around 150,000. Personally, I don't see that happening, but as I said, this is a market, anything can happen. Also, if we come here on the normal scale, it looks really good here. If we take from the second wave here to the third wave, we can see here, let me go jump on the log scale here, we're still in this massive fourth wave. In my opinion, this is a fourth wave, since fourth waves like to go sideways. So as far as we don't invalidate, we don't break below 49,000, we're technically in a massive fourth wave, building up momentum to break to the upside, which is our next fib target is this minus 0.236. So the algorithms buy at the 0.31 and then they sell at the minus 0.236. So this also would align with the pitchfork target. Of course, this fib might not be the top, we might overshoot this. The most important target is the median line that I just showed. But so far so good. Let's jump here on the daily time frame. Right now we have very interesting price action here. So our main idea, which we mentioned in yesterday's video, has been this pitchfork from the lows here, since the whole bull market we're taking from the first wave to the third wave to the fourth wave, and been using the modify shift here on the original, on the normal scale, sorry. So here on the normal scale, we can see here we had a bounce from the 0.5 line here, we broke below it, and right now we're back above it. As I said before, these lines, I don't use them to place trades. The only important lines you want to look at is these red lines. The other lines can be good to find confluence and such things. If we come, for example, on the shift pitchfork, we can see here, if we look in the past, we can actually zoom back here. So this was our original first target back in August. We can see we had an impulse correction to the 0.5 line here, and then we hit the midline. After we hit the midline, we rejected and came down. And right now we're having the same analysis, but we have been using the modify shift here. So we can see once again, we had an impulse here. We had a correction to the 0.5, we bounced, and right now we broke below it, but right now we're back above it again. So what I'm looking at are these two targets. So our target here has been 70k, 71k, which I think it's almost guaranteed we're gonna reach it, like very high probability. And then I also mentioned yesterday this pitchfork here. So this is the shift one we have. So I did say that we have one target down here as well. So we have to see which side Bitcoin wants to break, either to the upside or to the downside. We came quite close here yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised if we have one more move to the downside. We have to remember we're still in this chop mode, so anything can really happen here. It's hard to find a clear direction. I do think soon we'll jump into the 4 hour, which is going to give us a more clearer direction. So far, if we look at this pitchfork, I would like to see price stay below the 0.5 line here and trend down for me to be bullish on 57k. If we get to 57k, this will be set up a very nice long opportunity here, in my opinion. Then we then can long to the 71k. So really like, I would actually be looking forward if we get one push lower. I'm not sure if we're gonna get that, because as I said, right now we're above the 0.5 line here. As long as we stay above it, the odds are that we're gonna go here to the 71k right now. So let's zoom in here on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, we had made quite a nice bottom here. As we mentioned in yesterday's video, we took from the highs here to the lows and to the recent highs. We used the shift one here, which we got a nice bounce. We can see here the candle got bought up, then eventually price broke below it and we switched to the original. So we can see here once again the power of these pitchforks. Usually they create these wicks and then we get usually a bounce to the upside. So here, for those who are in the members group, we opened a nice long here, which I'm still sitting right now in. So I do think right now we have further upside to go, further upside here. We have some kind of supply zone here above us, which we just have hit. We also have quite a few green candles, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some kind of pullback here. The supply zone is sitting around 61,900 all the way up to 62,400. Overall, I do expect us to start breaking this supply zone. I see some people are talking about this an A, B, C, and I would agree with that, and it looks finished to me, this corrective wave here. And I do think we could now start some kind of either A, B, C to the upside, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, and aim for this median line here. We have to understand this median line up here is a bigger time frame target, so it doesn't mean we're gonna go straight there. Something else that really intrigued me is also if we look from if we take from the lows all the way back here. So we want to use the lowest low, and then we want to use the highest high. So from the right here, we want to not this high here. This high has been the highest high, and then with the recent low again. So we can remove this pitchfork for the time being. So this is the pitchfork I'm looking at right now, which will give us a target at around 65k. But to be conservative, I always like to start with the shift one. So the shift one here looks very juicy to me at around 63,000. This is my current long, the long we posted in the Discord as well, which I'm still sitting on. I have been taking profits on the way up, but I do think this median up here at 63,000 is very, very likely for us to go up to. We have broken the 0.5 line here. We have also broken, if we take from the highs here to the lows, we have broken the 0.31 by quite a lot. So the market is clearly showing strength here. Soon I'll also cover the stock market and show you what I see there as well, why I'm also so bullish. So in my opinion, this pitchfork is the most important you want to look at now. Once we come up here, I do expect some pullback, probably going to open a short or something like that. But right now I'm just looking to hold my long all the way up to 63,000. Maybe if we come down here on the 1 hour chart, if we get any pullback here, we can take from the lows here to the highs. Let me just remove this one. Any pullback maybe to the 0.31 if we get so low, look to add here. But anyway, either way, I want to add on any pullback we can get here, because I do think the next wave is going to take us to 63,000. Usually when price has broken with such momentum, the 0.5 line here, I would be very surprised if we reversed here and come down. So the next target is 63,000. Then once we get here, we need to see the reaction. Then we can see if we're going to finally break to 70,000. But so far, so good. I really like how the market is looking right now. Also, one thing that makes me very, very bullish is the stock market. So this is what I mentioned yesterday. The stock market, basically, we have this massive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this on the weekly time frame. So pay attention to the time frame down here. So I said that minus 0.236 is most likely going to act as resistance. So opened here a short personally, which we can see right now we're breaking above it, and we're actually going to get a weekly close, because the stock market is going to close very, very soon. So it looks like we're going to get a weekly close above resistance, which is extremely bullish for the stock market. So this has been one of my targets, and I said if we reject here, we're probably going to have deeper correction. If we don't reject, we're going to go straight to this median line, which has been one of my longer term targets. We can remove the fibs here. This pitchfork we've been having that goes all the way to 1974. So this is what we've been looking at. The stock market is not going to top before this median line is reached. So if in fact I'm going to get stopped out on this trade here, it's going to be extremely bullish, and I do think the stock market has much higher to go to around 6,000-7,000, which is also going to most likely pull Bitcoin with it. So we can see when the stock market was going up today, we also got this nice impulsive move in Bitcoin as well. Also, something I found here on the stock market, which was very interesting, we can add a smaller time frame pitchfork as well. So if we take here from the crash we had back in 2000, basically the COVID crash, to the third wave, to the fourth wave, and in this case I'm using the modified shift. The shift one will broken through it, we retested it again from the other side. But if you come here on the modified shift, we have two targets here which line up right at exactly March 2025. So if in fact the stock market is going to have some crazy move here, I would really like it to touch the bigger time frame pitchfork, just as we touched the smaller time frame pitchfork here at around 30th of March would be a very nice confluence. But this would mean in just few months the stock market needs to make another 18% move to the upside, which is quite crazy. I agree. So we have to keep looking at this day by day. Overall, even if we don't reach this pitchfork, this bigger time frame pitchfork is very likely 90% probability, even if we start trending here, is gonna get reached. It's hard to predict time, but I do expect we're gonna reach it sooner rather than later, because usually these final fifth waves tend to be very impulsive to the upside before then we enter a bigger recession. And I expect also Bitcoin to top at similar time as the stock market, because in the past we can see the correlation between the stock market and Bitcoin. So this is a very important chart we're looking at right now. So I really like how the stock market has broken resistance, and most likely we're going to get a weekly close above it, which is also a very bullish sign, which also makes me believe that we can also see here actually right now we're just flying here straight. So it looks like the Bitcoin is going to very quickly come here to 63,000. Also we can see the past few days here when Bitcoin has been trending down, a lot of bears have seen so much bearish sentiment. So I'm not surprised we're getting this crazy move right now to the upside. A lot of shorts needs to start closing their position, and a lot of liquidations are happening right now. So 63,000 is my next target. As you guys know me, I like to call one target at a time. So once we reach this is a scenario could play out, probably a pullback. Then we can talk about the original, which would be at around 65,000. But for now, we want to use the 63,000 here. Probably I'm going to look to close my or take big partial of my longs. Ideally, I would like to ride this up to 70k if possible. So if we can apply again the pitchfork here. So if in fact we have made the low here, it would be nice actually to try to hold this long as much as possible. That's actually how the big money is made. So we have to see kind of also what Ethereum is doing once we reach it. But so far so good. I really like how the price action has been holding up. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next target is here 70k on the daily, as long as also the stock market can continue to trend higher. Something else I wanted to cover, guys, I've been getting messages of people complaining about scammers. Please be careful. I've seen them in both my Discord, I've heard in Telegram there as well, and in the YouTube comment section. Remember, guys, I will never DM you first. I'll never ask you for money. I'll never ask you to deposit anywhere. I'll never send you any links or anything such as that. So please be careful, guys. I would think that the people that watch these videos are smart enough to understand there are a lot of scammers on the internet, and especially in crypto. So please watch out, guys. Please double check. There are people using my name, my profile. They will reach out to you. They're very sophisticated. They usually have good language. They talk very nicely. Please be careful. So if you want to reach out to me, you can either join my Telegram and you message me first, or join the Discord and there you can open a ticket where you can message me. So just, guys, please watch out for that, because lately I'm getting a lot of complaints, and I see my comment section is full of scammers posting some kind of WhatsApp number asking them to contact them on WhatsApp, which is absolutely not me. So yes, let's jump back into the analysis. Lastly, I want to cover Ethereum, which we covered in my last video. I've been saying for some time 2,500 is the target here. I've been getting quite a lot of hate of it. I said we can still, as long as we can keep the low here, this is the next target for Ethereum. A lot of bears here were calling me that I'm wrong here, but we can see here Ethereum bounced from this pitchfork here right now. It looks like it wants to continue higher. Something also very interesting, which we have been covering, is from the highs here to the lows, to the recent highs, has been this shift pitchfork. We can see Ethereum touched it once here, and then Ethereum came once again and touched it. So very good confluence. We can see Ethereum hit this median line the exact same time as Bitcoin hit its median line. So something I've been trying to explain to you guys, these median lines are very powerful to trade, but if you use confluence, so when you see Bitcoin doing this and Ethereum doing this, then you can know that very likely you're gonna get a bounce overall in the market. This applies of course to the short side as well. So I really like how the market is playing out right now. Bitcoin is now approaching the target here, so watch out once we get to around, what was it I said, sorry, this was it, wrong low here, I got confused. So if you use the low here, so at around 63,000, you can either use this low here, or actually, like, I think this one is technically more valid and this one has lower target. So at around 63,000 is the next target. So watch out for this level. I do expect a pullback there, but overall the market looks very bullish, as I said, with the stock market breaking resistance as well. Lastly, I want to show you guys this. Make sure to join the free Discord. If you don't want to have to sign up to the VIP. If you want to sign up to the VIP, you get to enter all my trade signals here and access to a community here where you can ask me questions. I also take altcoin requests here, so if you want any altcoin for me to chart, I usually post it here. Otherwise, you can just join here, check my free analysis. This has been our Bitcoin analysis here, which have been absolutely spot on ever since. Basically here we've been calling for the upper median line. We can see here we predicted the top here, we had a pullback, then we tried to predict a bounce here, which we got a small bounce here. Eventually we broke through this median line. We can see we came to the original pitchfork. Ever since that, I posted here target hit. You could have entered long here ever since we have bounced. So make sure to check out the Discord. You don't have to be a VIP, guys. This is completely for free. If you just want to follow along and learn how to trade these pitchforks, I think the smartest way is just to be here in the free Discord and just check my free updates here. But if you're interested to get a deeper look in how I trade and follow exactly my trade signals with my stop loss, take profits, then you can sign up to the VIP and become a member and get access to our community here, where we talk about different trades, methods, and so on. Basically, we just discuss the market overall. Otherwise, guys, I thanks so much for watching. I'll update you again, guys, tomorrow. Otherwise, I hope you have a great weekend and see you again tomorrow.